Many people are criticizing Barack Obama, saying that his rationale, or the psychological reason that he wants to now attack Syria, is because he feels the need to back up statements he's made in the past in regard to setting a red line against the use of chemical weapons there. Now, he went on the news recently and said that that's not actually what he said all along. Let's watch.
First of all, I didn't set a red line. The world set a red line. The world set a red line when governments representing 98% of the world's population said the use of chemical weapons are abhorrent and passed a treaty forbidding their use even when countries are engaged in war. Congress set a red line when it ratified that treaty. And so when I said in a press conference that my calculus about what's happening in Syria would be altered by the use of chemical weapons, which the overwhelming consensus of humanity says is wrong, that wasn't something I just kind of made up. I didn't pluck it out of thin air. There's a reason for it.
You see President Barack Obama speaking there on the first of, I believe, 3 days of a tour of Sweden and Russia. Now, just for, I guess, historical context, we do have him speaking in August 2012. Let's hear what he had to say about the red line then.
We have been very clear to the Assad regime, but also to other players on the ground, that a red line for us is we start seeing a whole bunch of chemical weapons moving around or being utilized. That would change my calculus. That would change my equation.
That was 2012. We also have earlier this year, May 2013.
With respect to what I've said in the past around red lines, what I've said is that the use of chemical weapons are something that the civilized world has recognized should be out of bounds.
Well, that last one at least does seem like an evolution of the statement of what he was saying.
So as always with President Obama, you get the sense that, well, I think he's right. There was a lot of wordplay there, but you know, it seemed like he said it was a red line. In the second clip, it certainly seemed like he said it was a red line. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he did couch it in terms of the historical standards and the community, international community.
And for us, what exactly does for us mean?
Yeah, right. And what does changing the calculus mean? I mean, we spend a great deal of time in this country, both on the good shows like this one and on the horrible shows, like being like, hey, we got him, you said something and now you're doing something else. So fucking what? Like, it's not, that doesn't matter. Like, isn't it obvious what happened? Isn't it obvious? I think we were unfair in a sense to John McCain. Like, it's fun to make fun of, right? But it's clear. He wants more than this resolution offers. That's not complicated. And he's struggling with that. And they've crossed some red line, that whatever the hell that means, and like they've used chemical weapons. And now Obama's like, fuck. Now what do I do? Like, because it's freaking hard. Like, this is
red
tough.
Line is the cool way of what would have been in the past a line in the sand. That's antiquated now. Now it's red.
Right, but
it's shiny.
that's racialist.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So let me read this one thing that I thought from this. This is from a BBC report about our use of white phosphorus in Fallujah, and it's worth reading. It says the Department of Defense confirmed to the BBC white phosphorus has been used as an incendiary anti-personnel weapon in Fallujah. But here's the quote that's really telling from the Department of Defense. When you have enemy forces in covered positions that your high explosive artillery rounds are not having an impact on and you wish to get them out of those positions, one technique is to fire a white phosphorus round into the position because the combined effects of the fire and smoke, and in some cases the terror brought about by the explosion on the ground, will drive them out of the holes so that you can kill them with high explosives.
Yeah. We should not do that.
Yeah.
I take a strong stand and say we should not do that. You could do that also by firing mustard gas into the hole to get them out of there. You shouldn't do that either because it's banned internationally.
So you're telling me that we're invading them because they use chemical weapons, yet we use chemical weapons. So, but why?
We should not in that context.
Yeah,
now,
of course, we all agree that we shouldn't use that white phosphorus.
They're saying that we used it in Fallujah in that context. For the most part, white phosphorus is used as the same thing you use some sort of smoke grenade or mortar
But not in this case.
Apparently not. I'm against that case. We should not do that.
But if you guys are convinced that all these people, all these hawks want to launch these missiles because of, but they're apparently A-okay with our own use of them. Yeah. So that doesn't pass the smell test.
Again, just to be very specific, we're not talking about striking Syria because he used white phosphorus against a couple of people in a building. He killed 1,000 people with sarin gas.
So it's not. It's a squiggly
They're both
line.
technically
It's
chemical.
A squiggly
No.
line.
It's a line between a couple of people who could be horribly burned by white phosphorus and 1,000 people who died through the use of sarin gas.
Okay.
It's the same thing as like we could talk about weapons of mass destruction. 1,000 people from sarin gas nuking a city. They're both weapons of mass destruction. Big difference between the two.
I just liked our use of the word terror.
Terror.
Yeah. I don't want to do anything that causes terror.
So, and look, the apologists would say that's not necessarily weaponized white phosphorus. It's not going to kill them. It's not like sarin gas. It just scares the hell out of them. It terrorizes them, and it kind of burns them a little bit. So that when they get up, we kill them with cluster bombs.
Right. Which is cool.
Like good Christians.